Hello, welcome back. I have quite a mod for you today. The Legacy of the Dragonborn mod at over 1,000 frickin' megabytes. So this mod is definitely one that if you download, you have to dedicate an entire load order to. But, huge mod. Not only does it add, as the description would say, a giant museum dedicated to the Dragonborn, and many curiosities around Skyrim, it also has many, many patches for other mods, like fossils. That's a mod on console right now. I don't know its full name, I'm just doing this off the cuff. But anyway, you get access to a ton of new collectible items, some not even being able to be seen outside of the game's files, and new things such as a collectible trading card set. And just from what I've seen, it's wonderful. Can't recommend it more. I should also preface the load order I used in this video is going to be revised, so any issues you see with it or any issues I say, disregard them. Legacy of the Dragonborn, you need to look at the various inns, and eventually you'll find a note called Seeking Treasure Hunters. As soon as reading this, you'll get the quest, An Interesting Prospect. And you will find the museum very close to the Blue Palace, in its own little spot. Now if you have mods like what I'm using, the people of Skyrim, this will happen. This only happens when you have mods that alter cities, and it doesn't keep me from getting into the main place. So I guess I'll just let it slip, or what? Let it slide.
I'm sorry, can I help you? The museum is currently closed until further notice.
Oh yes, my advertisement. I am looking still, but I do hope you are better than the others I have hired as of late. I have a list of items that I would very much like to have for the museum. If you can recover them, I'll pay you handsomely for them. If you manage to bring them all back here, we could even discuss some other plans I have in mind. Excellent. Well, first and foremost, I'd like to get my hands on one of the 6th House Bellhammers of the House of Dagoth. They have become increasingly rare. One apparently was stolen recently by some bandits, apparently held up in Broken Helm Hollow.
Another item was stolen from a local collector by the Silent Moon Bandits. The item is known as Denstagma's Ring. It's likely still in the hideout west of Whiterun, if they haven't fenced it yet, that is. And lastly, a small shipment of Akaviri relics is on its way across Skyrim, bound for Markarth. Amongst the items were some jade carvings. The caravan, however, was attacked by Forsworn, and it's likely they may be in possession of some of the relics. Find what you can, and I'll pay you well for it.
Yep, he just tasks us. Orion, more or less, tasks us with finding just 3 items to jumpstart the collection of items we can put in here. We'll start with this one, which has the most significance. Okay, we're here. Silent Moon's camp. Okay, bugs out in. Now, to preface this is a ring that was in, I think, Morrowind. It's meant as an homage of sorts to a Elder Scrolls forum member who had passed away during the development of Morrowind. And somehow it's gone from place to place across Tamriel. Fun fact, it's in the fishing mod. It's like a 1 in 1,000 chance of fishing it up from any random lake. Also, while we're here, you get to see the excavation sites. There are 3 types: Falmer, Dwarven, and Nordic. They basically can give you keystones and normal fragments, which can allow you to put... that was loud. Allow you to put specific statues or... yeah, but mostly statues in the museum. And just like you saw there, you can rarely, if you have the fossil mod installed, get a random fossil from them. Okay, now we can go after the Jade Statue, and wow, low frame rate. And oh my god, enemies. I just randomly some... Okay, I think I killed all but one. No, I got all but 2. Oh well. I tried. Now, there are several types of Jade Statue. It doesn't matter what they're called, but just has to be a Jade something. Like what I have here. I have a Jade Skull, which is from another place in Skyrim. I actually have forgotten. The Jade Skull, which I found in some dungeon. I think. I've actually forgotten. It's been a bit. And then basically multiple types of just Jade statues and Jade items in general. They're scattered throughout Skyrim, some on Solstheim, I believe, some random dungeons, and sometimes you'll just find them being sold by random merchants. I think one is in Whiterun with Bellathor. Now on to the last one. Alright, simple, short dungeon. Find the hammer at the end, basically. What he's using is elemental flare. I was like, I need to get him a cheap destruction spell. I didn't think cheap meant blinding. I also don't know if this man, Leifnar, is related to any quest here. Oh, and by the way, don't know anything about this hammer at all, just that that's actually a pretty nice looking hammer, and it deals the funny number of damage. Alright, now we take them all back. Alright. Also, the 15 displays right here, it's basically location activated displays, which is really weird.
What can I do for you?
Also, I love the voice acting. There's so many different voice acted characters.
Oh, you have? Excellent. Yes, I have just the place for this. Thank you. Here's your reward. Ah, phenomenal. Let me have a look. Ah, yes. Exactly as described. Good work. Here's your pay. Very good. And in excellent condition, it seems. Wonderful. That is very impressive, my friend. You are certainly more than a mere treasure hunter. Which brings me to my next proposal. I'm in need of a full-time partner of sorts. A person of your caliber who can dedicate themselves to uncovering more lost artifacts and relics on their own, while I continue my research efforts. And you have proven yourself more than capable of the job.
And I think a special arrangement could work. Instead of me simply buying the relics off of you, perhaps you could bring them here, lend them to the museum. I'll give you an occasional finder's fee, and we'll safeguard your collection for you. You'll be able to access any and all of your collection as you see fit, and you'll know the rest of it will be safe in your absence. Excellent. Well, let me give you the 10 Septim tour then.
Alright, let's get the tour. I also tell you guys, it does not cancel the menu for some reason, so I could literally sit here for 20 minutes and nothing will happen. So, B.
This building was once called Macnarian Hall and was built as a temple dedicated to Talos, the patron god of the Nords. After the White Gold Concordat, however, the statue was moved and the temple closed. I came here a few years ago and was able to procure use of the space in the pursuit of establishing this museum. Of course, I have had the building vastly expanded over the last 2 years to accommodate what I hope will become one of the grandest collections of Tamrielic history in the world. This grand atrium I call the Hall of Heroes. It is where a variety of historically significant relics can be displayed, and is quite a striking entrance to the museum, if I do say so myself. Off to the right is the reception hall and staff barracks, as well as the museum office where I do much of my work. To our left, you'll find the central hallway leading to all the other galleries of the museum, which also serves as the cultural arts exhibit. Here, I hope to display a variety of art, as well as elements representing the more
Men say
primitive
they wouldn't mind
cultures
piercing me
of
with their
Skyrim.
arrow, or stabbing me with a sword, and then walk away laughing.
Down here on the lower level, you will find access to the East Exhibit Halls, which houses the Daedric Gallery, the Hall of Lost Empires, Hall of Oddities, and the Hall of Legends, which showcase a vast array of relics pertaining to the Daedra, Dwemer, Folmer, and ancient Nordic cultures, as well as a number of peculiar items that defy simple classification.
At the close end of this hall, the stairwell will lead to the Hall of Wonders and Armories in the basement and up to the second floor.
There you will find access to the Natural Science Gallery, as well as the Dragonborn Hall, where I will commission a variety of displays heralding any of your accomplishments. At the far end of the hallway on both floors, you'll find access to the Grand Library, and here on this floor, the door on the right also connects to the museum office. If you cannot find me in my office, you will almost certainly find me whiling away the hours in the library. Also, you should pick up a copy of the museum guide at the entrance of the museum. It will let you know the schedule of where I'm working should you need to find me, and it will offer you an easier way of navigating the museum, as well as keep track of how many displays our museum has. Of course, it may take me a moment to update those accounts, so check the guide again if you need the numbers. Oops. I'm sure I'll eventually account for everything. Any items you find for display, you can either manually place them yourself, or utilize the prep station in my office. And I'll ensure everything you have gets properly displayed if it has an appropriate place. I'm likely to have a variety of tasks for you, but in between, I'm sure you could help me find a random relic or two I've been researching. Feel free to look around and come find me if you have any questions. I'm very excited about the prospects of where we are headed.
Main office of the curator has basically everything you'd need. Everything from using the archaeology fragments to planning shipments, so you can have them go from your player home to you, and just one giant wall with nothing, and then a custom armor set for the player and their companion, if applicable. And I'll tell you right now, it looks really good. It looks like something you'd wear to go out exploring, and you even have the Dragonborn Gallery logo on your shoulder. It's actually really cool. And over here, you can make replicas of everything and change the armory mannequin genders and whatnot. The various replicas will vary because you at least have to have them. Not in your inventory, though. You have to at least pick them up. And then you can drop off things for display or prep them to be placed immediately. Also, there's a free book. Okay, a recap. First floor of the Hall of Heroes. Basically, simply lots of armors, weapons, various artifacts you can place here. At the back wall, just across from the entrance, a wall just full of slots to place every single mask that you get. It also seems like you get 2 new ones. That or I've never seen these names before. Accounts for all of the masks in the base game, including the Dragonborn dragon priests, as well as every single claw. Which, really cool, you can make a replica of the golden claw. You don't have to steal it anymore. And the second floor, at the very back, storage or slots for all 3 Elder Scrolls you can find during Dawnguard. Then from there it's unique daggers, a wall with nothing on it. Also, I don't know how to get that sword. It also says coming soon and doesn't have any text that pops up. Next one is purely helmets. Helmets with no set at all to them. And as such, one of my favorites, the Diadem of the Savant, is here. After that is the jewelry cabinet. Simply just open it, place your jewelry in, and it'll display. The bottom will always have rings, the top will always have amulets. After that, it's just gauntlets and gloves that aren't particularly a part of a set. And then a bench. And then unique weapons and armors, or weapons in general. Also, if I check real quick, should have... Yep, it counts all of the lunar weapons as unique. Also, adds in 2 new Ash Rock items in the Dragonborn DLC here, as well as a couple of other ones. One of which I have. And then as you go on, a wall for just staves, and a wall purely for the Winterhold questline. And then your last one being just a bunch of staffs again. And next, the Gallery of Natural Sciences. Some of it activates purely by you doing specific quests, and some ask you to basically craft items or place, like this one, place specific plants in. And also another one, or other ones being that you have to build in some of them, such as the wolf and elk display. Just click them. It'll ask for a specific set of items to build them. The usual, like Hearthfire. And it's just that simple. It's just natural science, literally as it is described. I also really like that. That's super cute. And I think this just triggers by going to Solstheim. It has some of those elements in it as well as every gemstone you can display. And it does show every animal that you can build. Wow. I also don't know if you can get into these, and it does go up. You can go into them. They have invisible walls though. Oh well. Also, these supply cabinets open up basically storage. You can take things out, put things in, do stuff like that. And then you got displays for a mod I have, which is the Fossils mod. In the Dragonborn Hall, we have basically a large empty room. This fills up as you do quests or visit locations, just like the rest of the museum here. It just fills up. This one fills up as you go and visit or interact or even use specific standing stones. And now for the library. Bless you.
Dusty in here.
Ah, well, that's a you problem anyway. As the word library literally means, you can store all types of books here. There will be, basically you put the books in, it will automatically divide them if there are multiple types of them and put them on shelves. There's catalogs, stuff like that, your book sorter right here, and if you decide to maybe do some reading, God forbid, you take a book from one of your bookcases, you just place it in here. It goes right back into the selection. Now, this room has 2 different stations. Oh, by the way, printing press. This will allow you to print any book that you have read. Second station is this one, the research station. This allows you to basically start some research, and then by using your research points, find the location of a single book. And I believe it's books unique to this mod. I will not do that because my game froze up on me and almost crashed the first time. Moving on. Now for the Eastern Exhibit Halls. All of the Daedric Gallery, the Hall of Oddities, and the Hall of Lost Empires. Hall of Lost Empires has everything from Nordic to Dwemer to Falmer, basically a little mix of everything. The top row, or the top back wall, used for everything location related. This wall would hold many unique staves, most of which I have never seen before. This one would hold your paragons, stuff like that. Basically a big mixed bag of stuff. Dwemer related items and whatnot at the bottommost row, and this little display of a guy clad in dwarven armor and a fully armored Falmer. Plenty of stuff to mess around in there. The Hall of Oddities. Basically, the new Jade items would go here, collection of coins, and the various decks of cards, all of which can be found in random chests, on some characters, and in specific places around Skyrim. Same for the coins. Then you just have the other shelves for small things. New Jade statues. Basically miscellaneous items for these other 2 shelves. Then you go to the 4 walls here that have specific unique items that aren't really classed as anything other than basically slightly unique. So these are ones that are like miscellaneous unique. Stuff from like Shagrol's Warhammer to the Woodsman's Friend to even Balgriff's Greatsword, which yes, it's unique. You can make a replica of it. Now the Daedric Gallery. Everything Daedra. Basically everything Daedra. From armor to weapons. And as you can see, pretty unique. And they all have plaques telling a little bit about their lore. And lastly, we have the Hall of Wonders. This is Everything Creation Club. From alchemical items added by fishing and the Saints and Seducers, to basically everything about the alternative armors, pets, everything about it. Most of which I have tried to place, Alright, moving on. We have the Armory. This is for storage of every single armor set in the game. Every single armor set in the game. Their light and heavy variants. Everything. And you go up to... which one was it? Did I go up to? It was one of these. They tell you to use a chest outside the room to fill it up. This has 2 side rooms as well, which just serves as basically mannequin storage. Separate mannequin and weapon storage, and mannequins come in both flavors, male and female. Which is basically 2 giant rooms, just for some extra storage, and that's it. That's basically the whole place without any extra things, which, reminder, you can talk to Auron and basically continue a long quest line to eventually fill this entire place. I'd like to reiterate again, if you want to focus, or if you download this, you gotta focus on it immediately. You cannot just have it in your load order and just kind of let it sit there. It's something you really would have to focus on. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell, get your notifications, set them to all. And yeah, bye.